Audience feedback really helped our group in terms of refining and improving our free works of our music video, digipack and website. Responding to people's opinions and advice about what they think about punk rock bands was an effective way to engage with different people and especially our target audience.
Yeah! Now we're rocking!
In order to find out what people looked for in a punk rock band, we used multiple strategies to find out, such as putting together a few questions on SurveyMonkey for people to answer. We came up with 8 questions, but before analysing answers and starting to plan any further shoots, our group wanted to choose for ourselves what we liked to hear in a band and compare them to what other people said in the survey. One of the questions of the survey were, what social media sites do you follow your favourite bands on? We said that Facebook would be the best means of reaching out to fans, as it's a widely used platform today, majorly used by ages between 15 to 21, which corresponds strongly to our target audience. However, it turned out that Instagram was the best and most effective by our responders. In order to adapt this feedback and really respond to people's needs and preferences, we created an Instagram page for the band as a method to attract fans and interact with them through regular posts that were made daily through videos, photos, commenting and tags. This was a simple yet extremely effective marketing technique, as it looks aesthetically pleasing and is a great source of interaction between not only with the band but between fans to talk amongst themselves. We also received some constructive criticism from viewers who were willing to be videoed when watching our music video to receive a more personal response than solemnly relying on SurveyMonkey, despite how efficient it was. This was an effective way of collecting feedback, as people could expand on their explanations of what they liked about the music video, rather than setting multiple choice questions on SurveyMonkey, even though it did help. They could also tell us what we could improve on in general, and some outside aesthetic suggestions and ideas to perhaps apply to the music video. Before the final product of our music video was finished, there were many alterations that had to be made, and by doing this, we were made aware of these vital adjustments that had to be made by asking numerous people within the interview. This is what they had to say about our music video at this point of the project. What improvements would you suggest?
I think some of the timing was a bit off of like her, I don't know if it's miming or something.
Yeah,
like lip syncing.
Phoebe's feedback was very similar to Evie's. Take a look at this. Do you think there's anything like we can improve on?
I don't know if you had to do that, but the lip syncing with the song.
Yeah.
Some of the shots were like not in line with the song.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stick out that much.
Okay.
But that's probably that.
This meant getting back onto the computers to refine our shots and improve them with the feedback that we received from our reaction videos. Making a well-distinguished connection between the visuals and the lip syncing in order to present a realistic and professional music video. The feedback we received from the first version of our digipack was mostly negative due to the poor visuals of each panel within the digipack and lack of sophistication that went into making the digipack appear as professional as possible in order to represent the band in an effective way. Here is the first version of our digipack, and this is what people had to say about it.
I think an improvement would be to change the colours, because it doesn't really match the punk rock genre. I feel like it's too vibrant, and I also think maybe change the font as well, because it's quite hard to read and it just doesn't really represent punk rock either. And I would say the whole thing in general is quite simplistic. I also think the font looks quite futuristic, which isn't really the look that should be portrayed. You'd have more of a scruffy handwritten font. To be honest, I wouldn't really expect to see it on a shop shelf. I think it looks quite, like, it doesn't really look completed.
What do you think we can improve on our digipack?
I think the purple, firstly, is too bright on the first one, and also it's a bit too basic compared to the last one. And I think the purple doesn't really go with the theme of the punk kind of rock, and it sort of overpowers the digipack.
This meant going back onto the computers to rearrange totally every aspect of the digipack, as there was lots of room for improvement. I took on board all the criticisms which surrounded the subjects of coordinating colour, font and image accordingly. This took a while, although this was another lesson I learned from my feedback, was to take my time with designing the digipack, as the appearance gave off the impression that it looked incompleted and rushed. The tone of purple I used before was thought to be too vibrant when corresponding to the genre of punk rock, so I decreased the saturation to give off a cooler yet intensified sense to the digipack. The interviewees wanted to see the lead singer on the front cover of the album, so I reacted to this by presenting one single enlarged image of the female lead singer, along with a different style of font to receive more of a personal handwritten quality, which was asked for. This is portrayed as scruffy and irregular, which is typical to the punk rock genre, and expected by our target audience. I arranged another set of interviews for our website to receive some feedback on what people think about the aesthetics of it and how it runs in general. This is what the website looked like before. The decision on the style of text and font was a complication we met, as we were torn between a few styles and also the size of how to present it. Also, we managed to condense our options to 2 styles of font, which we asked people what they think of them. This is what they said. Take a look at this.
I don't really like the font on the homepage either, as it's too bold and it overpowers the background, which is already quite strong.
Okay, so the font looks quite like calligraphy, so giving it quite a feminine sort of feel, and it's not something I'd really expect to see in like a punk rock genre.
In response to this, we decided to cut both options of text completely, as both interviewees stated that the title was too bold and wasn't very eye-tempting when entering the site, and how the other style of font didn't fit to the punk rock genre due to appearing as too neat and orderly. Instead, we used a totally different type of font that came across as chalk-like, although a little bit thinner. We used the style of Moons on Jupiter. We also made the font softer around the edges, as one of the responders from the interview said that the font before was too bold, so we wanted to create more of a delicate effect when entering the site. After lots of refining and adjusting, this was the new feedback we received from people.
I really like it how you've connected all the songs up on the website, and like everyone can see everything up on there. It's really good.
I also really like the shop section on the website and the merchandise that they're selling, as it looks quite professional, and also when you hover on the image it shows the back of the t-shirts and the hoodies that they're selling, so you know exactly what you're buying.
I really like the jagged but soft writing for the font for the Mayhem, and the very straight, sleek font for In the Ballroom. I can definitely tell, along with the breaking glass and the black background, this is definitely like a punk rock band, something like that.